Hello, I'm Sarah and I'm from the Skills team in the University Library. This is the third video in the Referencing with Footnotes series. In this video, we're going to look at how do you reference. So each reference has three parts. There is the footnote marker in the text, so the superscript number that you put in your text to show where you're going to put a reference. There's a footnote at the bottom of the page, which just gives a little bit of information so that your lecturer can find that information if they need to. And then there's the entry that goes in your reference list or bibliography at the end of your document, where it lists everything you've cited in your assignment. There are some conventions to follow when you're putting your references in. When you use the same reference more than once on a page. So if it's the same as the previous reference, you can use IBID in the footnote. So you can see here, I've had two references. Number 2 was from D. Harvey, A Brief History of Neoliberalism. My third reference was from that book as well. So I've just put in IBID with a comma and 34 for the page number to show that I'm referencing the same book. If it's not the same as the previous reference, you can use a short reference for the next one. So you can see here my reference number 2 is from that Brief History of Neoliberalism book again by Harvey. Reference number 3 is a completely different book. But reference number 4, I've come back to the Harvey book again, and you can see it's a much shorter reference this time than it is the first one. So the first time you reference a book, it needs to be the full footnote. Subsequent on the same page, it can be the short reference. Reference lists need to be ordered and formatted correctly, so alphabetical by first author surname. Indent all but the first line of each entry in the reference list. You need an M- repeating authors have an M- instead of name, and single line spacing within each reference list entry. The most important thing is to be consistent. If you can make small mistakes if you make them consistently. What your lecturer is looking at is how neatly your reference list has been presented. We've talked to lecturers who've said the first piece of information they look at when they look at a student's work is sometimes a reference list. Firstly, to see what kind of sources you've used, and secondly, to see how much care you've taken over your reference list. So you don't want it to look like this. You don't want it to look like a mess. You want it to look like this, much neater. We do have a lot more information on our referencing pages on our online guide. So you can see there where to find the referencing pages. And you'll be looking for the footnotes in the referencing guidelines. So I'm just going to go to the footnote referencing page. You can see here it's a full guideline. The top bit are the basic rules of footnote referencing. So how to do something, it's the first time you cite a source, subsequent citations, etc. Secondary references, which we looked at in that second video. It's a bit on citing figures and tables in your work. And then under here, there are all the different types of sources you might want to reference. So if I just look at book with a single author, you can see it gives me all the information I need for footnotes referencing. It shows me how to do the full footnote, so what kind of information I need for that first mention of that author. How to do a short footnote, so what little information you need for your short footnote if it's a subsequent reference. And what needs to go in the bibliography entry, so in the reference list at the end of your work. So each section, each one, has all of that information in it. The full footnote, the short footnote, and the bibliography entry. You can see you've got journal articles, official government papers. There's a lot of information on this page. So that's just to show you where all of that help can be found. If you do need any more help, you can contact the library. You can do that via the support portal at support.hull.ac.uk. You can do it via the live library chat on the pages. That's the yellow box on the library web pages. Or there's more help at skills support pages at www.hull.ac.uk/skills. Thank you.